Hello, welcome to Intermediate Algebra this year. My name is Ms. Slominski and I will be your teacher. I really enjoyed getting to meet some of you last Wednesday and look forward to meeting everyone soon. I wanted to send a quick video to talk a little bit about next week because it'll be a little bit different than the rest of the school year. And in order to do that, I want to show you a little bit about our Schoology page as well. You won't have access to Schoology until I believe Monday, and we will talk a lot more about this, but I just wanted to give you a quick intro. First of all, every week on Schoology, you will see this type of calendar with this organization at the top. That's really everything you need to know. Okay, so we'll come back and talk about that in just a second. And then under the calendar, I will always have the folder of what we are currently working on. So once we get into chapters, it'll be whatever chapter we're working on. And then everything you need will be right inside of there. But this week, our first week, we are only working on ABA assignments. ABA stands for attendance-based assignments. It's important you understand that because as we go through this year, one major difference between the middle schools from last spring and the high school is that for all of your classes, when you have an asynchronous day, meaning it's a day you're working from home, your job is to complete whatever the ABA is for each class by 3:30. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But then you'll always go into here. Before I get into that though, I do want to scroll down a little bit more. You'll see my office hours are underneath of that. Every week I have 2 in-person office hours before school, Monday and Thursday from 7:45 till 8:30. So those are when the first half of the alphabet's there, you'd come on Monday morning. Second half of the alphabet in hybrid, you'd come Thursday morning. But then Monday and Thursday, I will host virtual office hours via Google Meet that you can join by clicking here from 3:16 to 4:01. So that would be for anybody who is home on those days. Now, next week, this little box down here, and I know it's kind of small, shows you the schedule for next week. You can see that you'll work on your even classes 2, 4, and 6 on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Thursday and Friday, you're going to focus on your odd classes, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Within that, it's broken up by the alphabet like your hybrid groups are. So the first half of the alphabet will come to school on Tuesday. Okay, some of you in the morning, some of you in the afternoon. The second half of the alphabet will come to school on Wednesday. What this means is that if you are the second half of the alphabet, and you are in my 4th hour class, on Tuesday, you will actually be doing an at-home assignment for me, your ABA. That I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so next week for all of your classes, you'll have 1 day in person and 1 day of asynchronous work because we're doing the block days. After next week, we go to 7-period days, so this will all change, but this is kind of our way to slowly ramp up to what we're doing. Okay, so pay attention, figure out what hour you have me for math, and then figure out what day you will be in school, and then what day you should be doing an assignment for me at home. And then also, if you are an EVA student, if you're doing the distance learning, I want you to figure out which day you would be in person with me. So for example, if your last name is Anderson and you have me 4th hour, that means that you are in this very first group. Now, I will need to put up the times of it. I'll email that out as well. But if you would like to, and I would encourage you to join our class live, you're always going to click this link. It's a live link, okay? So next week, EVA students, I would encourage you to join our class live at the beginning of whatever hour you would be in my classroom if you were in the hybrid. Okay, so at the beginning of that class, so if you had me 2nd hour, on Monday or on Tuesday, you would click this link at 8:30. Okay, if you had me 1st hour and your name was Anderson on Thursday at 8:30, you would click this link to join. Just showed you that. Okay, it brings you to a Google Meet and you'll join that. Okay, so that's for EVA kids. And again, I'll have to send you the hourly schedule so you know exactly what time you would join my class. That'll be in the email as an attachment. Okay, so now that we've talked about joining class live, which this will be a link that we'll use all year long when we have you join, and I'll send out a video of the rest of the year next week. Now I just want to show you this calendar and what you're going to be doing. Okay, so within our calendar, you can see that it's a 1 week at a glance, and then there's classwork, your ABA, remember that's that attendance-based assignment, and then what you should be working on that night. Okay, we also have things that are due that day, so you know you need to get it done, and then upcoming due dates, so for the future. And you'll see this one's very basic, so we'll look at next week's again when I make my next video for the end of next week. But if you are in an even class of mine, you're focusing on this first half. You can see the classwork, which is when you're either in class or joining the live link as an EVA student. We'll just be talking about policies, procedures, and getting to know you. Your attendance is just being in class that day. Okay? Your ABA, though, on the day that you are home. Okay, so if my last name is Slominski, which it is, I would be home on Tuesday doing my ABA. So I go across, I read it like a grid. I'm doing my All About Me, personal on Schoology, and the flip grid, which is on Schoology. Okay, and then if I'm Anderson, which I am, I come to school on Monday, or Tuesday, sorry, but then on Wednesday, I would do the ABA. And then the same thing for the second half of the week. So next week, you're live with me once, then you have 1 day of ABA. Now, last but not least, I want to show you where you go for those 2 assignments that were listed in this yellow box. When it's your synchronous day for my class, which is different for everybody, you're going to click on this folder, and you're going to do 2 things for me. Okay? First, you're going to click on the All About Me, and again, it's due by 3:30 on whatever your async day is based on the hour you have me and your last name. Once you go in there, you're going to click on the All About Me, and it'll make a copy for you, and you're going to fill it in. As the directions state, you can just click on these boxes to write the answers. It's obviously a little hard to read right now. If you need to make it bigger, click over here. It's at 50%, so it's at 50. So I might go up to 100%, then it gets a little big, and you'll have to scroll. So I can click here and type, gotta go back to this. I would click here, type my name, click here, class period, if you have a nickname, if you have a preferred pronoun, and so on and so forth. 3 things about you. This is really a way for me to get to know you. Okay, so once you fill it out, that is just a Schoology assignment, so you are done. Just make sure you hit submit when you're done. The one I showed you because it's the master was a little bit different. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. That one won't take you too terribly long, but I do want you to put some thought into it. The second one you're going to fill out is a flip grid. Make sure you pick your correct hour. So if your first hour, pick this one, 5th hour here, 6th hour here, and so on. And when you go to that, again, the second thing, you do have to click on another link here. Join with your Google account. So sign in with your ISD. That's the only way it'll work, is if you use your ISD 273 account. And then you'll see this, okay? This is super important for me. Those of you who are in class, I told you learning names is really difficult for me sometimes. So I'm going to do a flip grid this year so that I can put a face with a name and hear you pronounce it the way it is correctly said. Okay, so you're going to make a 2-minute or less video on Flipgrid. This will only be for me. I will not share it with the class, so everything you say only comes to me. First, I want you to make sure you say your name, speak it clearly, and because I want to be able to say it correctly. Okay, so if your name is Jonathan, but you go by John, you would say John Anderson. Okay, if there's a different name that you'd like to be called, so like if you're John, but you go by JJ, let me know that as well. One word that you would use to describe your experience with distance learning last spring, just make sure it's school appropriate. And then one thing you're looking forward to this school year. So quick and easy, it does not have to be 2 minutes, but that's the maximum. Record your response, send it, and you are all set. So that is what I need from you next week. Again, you're going to come to my class one day, whether it's in person or if you're an EVA student, you're going to join my live link. If you're an EVA student and you forget or miss my class or the link doesn't work, this is all about us trying to make sure we get everything working correctly. I will also post a video of any key information that I'm saying in class. Okay. Again, I prefer you to join so that I can start to put a face to a name and get to know you as well. But otherwise, I will eventually post a video as well. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to meeting you all next week.